Now on 767 News, former President Nicholas Liverpool passes away. 2015 hurricane season forecasted to be below average, and UWI director makes compelling case against colonial education practices. Later, a number of officers promoted within the police service. Welcome to a new week with 767 News. I'm Alicia George. Stay tuned for the latest stories and developments coming up after this break.
A test of character, a test of focus, a test of will, a test of resilience, a test of courage.
Dominica, it's on. West Indies versus Australia, June 3rd to 7th at Windsor Park.
Tell them that it's on.
Thanks for joining me in this edition of 767 News. First up this news time, Dominica's former president, His Excellency Nicholas J. O. Liverpool, has passed away today, Monday, June 1st. Dr. Liverpool, who served as president between 2003 and 2012, died in Miami earlier today, where he had been obtaining medical treatment. In honor of his esteemed contributions to Dominica, all flags will be flown at half-staff from June 2nd, 2015 until the day after his burial. Nicholas Joseph Orville Liverpool, who was born on September 9, 1934, was a Dominican politician and jurist and the 6th president of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The former president would have celebrated his 81st birthday this year and has left to mourn his wife Verna Nicholas and 5 children. In November 2014, the Dominica government renamed the highway from Port Cartier leading to the country's main airport, Douglas Charles Airport, the Nicholas Liverpool Highway, in his honor.
I just wish to inform the nation with great sadness of the passing of Dr. Nicholas Liverpool, our former president. Dr. Liverpool passed away today. Dominica is very much the poorer with the death today of former President, His Excellency Dr. Nicholas Liverpool. Dominica has no doubt lost a cherished son. I personally have lost a friend and a mentor. Death has robbed us of a most revered ambassador for and of this country. Dominica will recall just over 6 months ago, we gathered as a nation en masse to salute and celebrate the life and times of Dr. Nicholas Liverpool. We recognize then, as we do now, that this was a Dominican of extraordinary talent and achievement, yet a humble gentleman who had a moment and a listening ear for everyone with whom he came into contact. I would like to also say that all flags in this country shall be flown at half-mast from tomorrow, June 2nd, 2015, until the day after the burial of His Excellency, our former President, Dr. Nicholas Liverpool. Dr. Nicholas Liverpool will be accorded full state funeral by our country. I want to also extend, as I did already, my deepest sympathies and condolences to his wife and family on behalf of myself, my family, and indeed the entire nation. May God, may his soul rest in peace, and may the souls of the Holy Faithful departed rest in peace.
Monday, June 1st, marks the commencement of the observance of June as Environmental Health Month, celebrated by the Environmental Health Department under the theme Protecting Our Environment for Future Generations. According to Chief Environmental Health Officer Anthony Scotland, the focus will be on issues of food safety with special emphasis on fish sanitation, vector control, and occupational health and safety.
A lot of lessons was learned from Chikungunya, that we are not managing the Aedes aegypti mosquito properly. And this is a mosquito that's really transmit that disease. And now there's a new one on the horizon called Zika virus, which is also transmitted by Aedes aegypti. And we need to concentrate on how do we get our population to manage your water containers, manage your environment, manage your service properly. So it is a and when you talk about environmental, there's a lot of factors coming into place. Physical factors, you have chemical factors, biological factors that can contribute to either having positive effect on you.
Scotland said during this month's activities, the Department of Environmental Health will heighten its routine activities of workplace and food vending and inspections in addition to community visits. The goal of the department is to promote health for all through a healthy environment.
What we're going to be doing is look at it more in a holistic manner where we're breeding cooperatives of fisheries cooperatives together. The executive of the fisheries cooperative to inform them on fish standards, what standards need to be maintained at the fishing operation. They in charge of all these big fishing complex and storage, so areas of storage, excreta management, solid waste management, and your certification of your fishermen and fisher folks, you know. So that is what we're talking about.
This initiative is being undertaken to increase awareness of the public on health issues and to develop workplace accident and/or injury and disease surveillance system. It is also aimed at promoting community participation in vector control programs and to forge greater collaboration among stakeholders and the community in general. Scotland said one of the department's challenges is individuals setting up temporary vending sheds for sale of food on the roadside.
Just a couple of days ago, we received the draft. There's a draft food hygiene regulation that would deal with those other issues. You have to be licensed to sell food anywhere.
He said the draft laws stipulate the type of food vending business, including markets, butchers, supermarkets, and restaurants, detailing the necessary procedures and qualifications. The Chief Environmental Health Officer said this is important to ensure that standards are met and followed, which is important for the health and safety of the public. Scotland said anyone found in violation of the law will result in the revocation of their food handler's license. He added educating the public on this new draft will be part of the department's month of activities. Environmental Health Month will conclude on June 30th. And the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season is forecasted to be below average with 6 to 11 named storms, 3 to 6 of which is expected to develop into hurricanes. Weather forecaster at the Dominica Met Office, Marshall Alexander, told 767 News that this forecast was derived from various atmospheric and administrative agencies.
National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration has issued a forecast for a below normal hurricane season with the expectation of 6 to 11 named storms, of which 3 to 6 are expected to become hurricanes and 0 to 2 are expected to become major hurricanes of category 3 and above with winds of 111 miles per hour. The Colorado State University has also issued their forecast for a below average hurricane season, a below normal season, and their prediction is for 7 named storms, 3 hurricanes, and 1 major hurricane.
Hours before a hurricane impacts land, it typically passes over cool shelf water, which can limit its intensity. Alexander said the forecasts do not indicate the landfall of a hurricane, and predictions are based on factors including the warming of the ocean, El Nino, in the eastern Pacific.
El Nino is basically the warming of the oceans of the eastern Pacific, which would affect the winds or the upper level winds over the Atlantic, which would result in wind shear across the Atlantic Ocean, and that would sort of disrupt the development of systems. The other reason is the sea surface temperature across the Atlantic, and it is showing to be below normal. And warm sea surface temperatures are one of the features or factors which drives the development of weather systems.
The weather forecaster also explained that a below-average hurricane forecast does not mean that the storm will be less destructive.
It's a guide as to the development of systems in the Atlantic, but it's not a guide stating that a hurricane is going to impact or make landfall in Dominica. So regardless of the prediction, which serves as a guide to the numbers to be developed, so based on that, we have to take the necessary precautions, and we're advising persons, regardless of predictions, to always be prepared annually for the hurricane season.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th each year. In a recent press release, the Office of Disaster Management, ODM, urged residents to be in a state of preparedness and readiness. The ODM, NEPO, and the Ministry, during the weeks and months ahead, will engage in a number of public activities, including radio and television programs, geared at raising preparedness and readiness, not only for the hurricane season, but for all hazards facing the island. In other stories, Dr. Joel Warrican, Director of Academic Programming and Delivery at the University of the West Indies Open Campus in Dominica, says in order to better approach the introduction of 21st century learning at Caribbean schools, educators must first examine the structure of learning currently in existence and how it came into being. He was at the time addressing the 8th Annual National Distinguished Lecture last Thursday, and spoke on the topic, Moving Beyond the Colonial Past, Taking Caribbean Education into the 21st Century. Dr. Warrican believes that colonial influences have had and still does have a lot to do with the structure of Caribbean education. He believes that in order for Caribbean learning to move forward, the cloak that limits progress must first be removed as we uncover and analyze events of the past that has contributed to the status quo.
To discuss education in the Caribbean without reference to the influence of colonialism is to deny the pervasive and codependent relationship of the colonizer and the colonized. The fact is that education in our region is still tightly bound and constrained by practices instituted by our former colonial masters. For education to move forward, we must first acknowledge and understand these practices in order to maintain the useful and discard the negatively impacting.
According to Dr. Warrican, it is pointless trying to implement 21st century educational practices in a context that is rooted in the 19th century. He said when European colonizers inhabited Caribbean islands, they imposed upon the settlers their customs and systems, promoting the idea that their heritage was superior to those of the locals.
This legacy of colonialism is so strong that even though political domination no longer exists, some of the values and systems remain entrenched. Countries in the Anglophone Caribbean, as is the Commonwealth of Dominica, therefore inherited education systems that are heavily influenced by the British models, and this is the education that is valued by our people.
Dr. Warrican used the Grade 6 National Assessment as an example, explaining that an exam taken in 1 or 2 days could impact the future of the students sitting the exams. The Grade 6 National Assessment, formerly called Common Entrance, promotes a system where students are ranked based on test scores. The students with the highest test scores are placed into the most prestigious schools, while those with lower grades are left with the alternatives. This type of examination was instituted by English educational psychologist Cyril Burt in the early 1900s. Burt was later discredited as being racist, and the British abandoned the exams.
He was commissioned by the government of England, and he designed the notion of the Common Entrance exam. We need to separate the sheep from the goats. Pretty much that was it. The Pakistanis, the West Indians, and so forth. We need to segregate them. And so he devised the Common Entrance exam, which was not culturally relevant to those who were coming in from outside of Britain.
Dr. Warrican feels that the legacy of our colonial past has segregated our young people from very early stages in education and has set up a large proportion of them for academic failure. And although the employees of the Public Works Corporation, PWC, were recently paid for 3 out of the 5 fortnights they were owed, the employees have vowed to continue their protest action. In an interview with 767 News, PwC employee Cecil Tavernier said the public must be aware that the delayed salary payment is only one of the many issues they are protesting for.
Well, so far they have made a little money available to us, and they're giving it to us by minute, so that we'll not see our way. As we get it, we spend it right away. But up till now, they have not said anything about the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding they're supposed to sign. Up till now, they have not signed it. Up till now, we have not seen not a minister to come and say something to us, especially the Minister of Communication and Works. And it's just that they don't care about us. Imagine even the guys that vote for them, they don't even care with them, much less for those that did not vote for them.
Tavernier said the employees are of the view that the relevant authorities are turning a blind eye on the issues affecting them. He said an excuse given by Chairman of the corporation, Titus Francis, who stated signing the Memorandum of Understanding could put the Board of Directors in financial difficulty, is a very poor excuse.
First of all, if they had respect for us, even it would put you at a disadvantage. But we are the workers, and it's we that is at the disadvantage. So they're supposed to come proper, will, and come and talk to the workers.
Some of the details of the MOU included a deadline of Friday, May 29, 2015 for the payment of salaries and wages of the PwC employees, and if this is not worthy of consideration, to inform the union as soon as possible. It explains that by Monday, June 1, 2015, the parties shall commence negotiations with respect to salaries and wages revision and other terms and conditions of employment. The MOU also states that by Friday, June 5, 2015, management of the PwC shall provide the union with arrangements made with the Dominica Social Security to pay all outstanding contributions on behalf of the employees. It also states that by Tuesday, June 30th, 2015, the union should receive any proposal developed by the management of the PwC as it relates to staff restructuring. Tavernier said it is unfortunate that some employees have chosen to refrain from the protest action, although they are suffering from the issues plaguing the corporation.
Some are playing politics because they love their party and their government more than they love themselves. So they're not taking part in anything because some give some kind of statement and it's not supposed to be a political thing, but they turn it to be a political thing because what they're saying is those that support workers that demonstrating for money, and all now so all of them draw, just like I get paid for the free fortnights. All of them get the free fortnights because what I was seeing or was expecting to happen is those that demonstrate that wanted money, they're supposed to pay them. So those that not demonstrating and things are bright, they're not supposed to pay them.
Tavernier said being paid partially following such a long delay is an injustice to them, as their debt has risen significantly, and as such the little money they received has been used up quickly to pay outstanding debts. He is advocating for the relevant authorities to pay off their outstanding salaries, social security contributions and income tax, in addition to working to resolve the issues affecting the corporation. Up next, a number of officers promoted within the police service, and Dominica celebrates World Milk Day. More details when 767 News returns.
Play Daily 3 and get a chance to win daily cash from $20 to $100. For every $9 or more spent on Daily 3, you get a chance to win daily cash instantly. Up to $100 cash daily for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every day. Plus, there's a chance to win a refrigerator if you receive an entry form. Take a chance to win instant cash all day, all week for 6 weeks with Daily 3 Daily Cash promotion. Only from the Dominica National Lottery.
Are you into keeping fit and maintaining a healthy lifestyle? Well, tell us about it in the Quartz Fitness Selfie Competition. Take a selfie while you work out and post it to our Facebook or Twitter pages at Quartz Dominica. Write a few lines about how you keep fit along with your picture and get a chance to win prizes each week. Your access word is #Quartz Fitness. Competition runs May 22nd to June 5th. So go ahead, keep fit and stay fit with Quartz, bringing value home.
Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks is advising the recently promoted police officers to keep working hard. In an interview with 767 News on Monday, he said the promotions were granted to a few police officers who have been in the force for a significant period of time.
Assistant Superintendent Mr. Coffee Williams has been appointed to the Office of Superintendent of Police with effect from 5th January 2015. There were others made, that is number 7, that's Inspector Richmond Valentine has also been appointed to the Office of Assistant Superintendent of Police, and that takes effect on the 5th, from the 5th of January, so that is kind of retroactive. There was an inspector made as well, Sergeant Powell, Valda Powell, that's a female sergeant or female officer. She's been appointed to the Office of Inspector of Police, and that takes effect on took effect on the 15th of May 2015.
ASP Wicks said 3 police officers were promoted to the rank of sergeant in the persons of Bernard Abraham, Janie Augustine Pierre, as well as Derek De Hunter St. Rose, all of whom were corporals.
We see that there is upward mobility. Of course, that it takes a lot of hard work. It's a small police organization. The promotions are not as large and very frequent as in other jurisdictions. But nevertheless, there is always room for ascendancy in the police department.
ASP Wicks said Coffee Williams has been a police officer for well over 35 years. Richmond Valentine has been a police officer for almost 30 years, while the police officers promoted to the rank of sergeant has been in the police force for over 20 and 25 years.
So these are very senior people who have been promoted in the middle management and high management, upper management area or category of the organization. As I said, some appointments, acting appointments have been made as well. As I said, it's a lot of hard work. We know that everyone cannot be promoted at the same time. We also expect that people who are promoted, that they will continue to execute their function within the parameters of the law and understand what their roles and functions are, because it's not a point where people are promoted and then, you know, you get complacent.
ASP Wicks said the officers must keep in mind that where there is promotion, there is added responsibility and accountability. He added they all have a duty to work towards achieving the goals, mission and objectives of the police service. And today, Dominica joined the rest of the world in observance of World Milk Day. Local supermarket J. Astephan and Company Limited on Monday staged an educational exercise on the PSU grounds in Roseau. Tanya Green attended the event and files this report.
Students of the Bagatelle Primary School as well as the Newtown Primary School were on Monday engaged in an educational activity on the importance of drinking milk. The activity was organized by J. Astephan and Company as part of World Milk Day 2015.
Since 2001, World Milk Day has been celebrated annually around the world on the 1st of June. This special day was established by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations.
Milk is good for your body and it also making you feel healthy and fit.
Okay. Would you encourage your friends and your family members to drink milk, and why?
I would encourage them, yes, and I'll do it because if they don't drink plenty milk, they might get sick and they don't have enough energy to do things like move about, do the work in their house. That's why you need to drink milk.
And I see that you have a cup of milk in your hand. How does that taste?
It tastes great.
Okay. Are you a lover of milk?
Yes.
Why do you like milk?
I like milk because it tastes very good.
From the PSU grounds in Roseau, I am Tanya Green reporting for 767 News.
Our thanks to Tanya for that report. The Ministry of Health and Environment has expressed concern in light of the recent Charlie Challenge that has been circulating through social media. A press release from the ministry dated May 29, 2015 reads, "We are concerned especially with the medical conditions which is alleged to be associated with this activity. The Ministry of Health and Environment appeals to Dominicans, especially students, not to entertain the game. The Charlie Charlie game involves crossing two pencils over the words yes and no, which are written on a sheet of paper. Players then ask questions of the Mexican spirit named Charlie and wait for him to answer the questions by moving the pencils. Although the origin of the game is unknown, it has already infiltrated some schools in the Caribbean and is growing increasingly popular on social media. In an effort to protect the health of the population, the Ministry of Health and Environment is collaborating with the Ministry of Education and Youth and Sport in taking proactive measures in alerting young people on the issue. The ministry is advising the public, particularly school teachers, parents and guardians, to also take precautionary measures to ensure that their students are not engaging in this challenge and to report any such occurrences to the ministries concerned. The ministries involved have so far initiated public education at schools, community outreach and circulation of messages to churches, schools and interest groups. According to the Ministry of Health and Environment, these are only proactive steps, as no incidences of medical conditions associated with this challenge have been reported. And that's it for local news, so stay tuned.
Pay nothing for 90 days at Quartz Now. Yes, shop at Quartz Now and pay absolutely nothing down and nothing further for 90 days. That's no payment until August 2015. Plus, enjoy reductions throughout the store on a wide range of products. You've got to move and head to Quartz, because this offers for 5 days only. Then it's gone. Nothing down and nothing to pay for 90 days only at Quartz.
Accurate, dependable. We go where others have not gone before. We bring you in-depth reporting on the stories that matter. Tune in weeknights from 8:30 p.m. to 767 News, with repeats at 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning. 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source, only on Digital Play TV, Channel 3. That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headline stories. Former President Nicholas Liverpool passes away. 2015 hurricane season forecasted to be below average, and Dewey director makes compelling case against colonial education practices. Later, a number of officers promoted within the police service. And that's all the time we have for now. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.